let's go ahead and start, and I'll talk a little more about the class too. So, as we're working today, you will see lots of poses, and they're poses you do all the time. So point, flex, but you're going to be seeing poses that are really good for gut health. I know, you're like, really, Fran? Yep. So, yoga affects digestive system, eliminatory system, detoxification of the body, okay? So you'll see poses emerge. All right, let's go ahead and begin, and you're going to cross the legs and interlace fingers, press palms up, and extend. So you're creating space. So it's kind of funny to talk about gut, but gut health and mental health are very, very interconnected. When the mind can affect your gut health can affect the mind. They're very, very interconnected. So you're coming forward, and one way yoga helps is that it turns on the relax and renews response. It helps us to access parasympathetic nervous system. So you're forward, you're stretching your back, probably stretching your inner thighs. Deep breath in and exhale. And then we come up. And from here we have tabletop. So feet are flat on the mat. And you're going to lift up and become a table. Yep. And you could either look straight up in the air, or you could tilt your head back and lower. Stretching out the legs, rolling out the wrists, and you have a second side. So we fold and sitting cross-legged, but you reversed how your legs are. And once again, coming forward and lower your head, stretching your back. Good. And then this time we'll add a side bend movement. So we're going to come up and over, side bending. Yep. Reaching. Breath in. And exhale. And then we'll come up, and we'll do that the other way. Inhale, reaching up, and over. Completely stretching your side ribs. Nice. And then a twist. So you can choose your sides. You're in a twist. Take hand to knee, opposite hand, opposite knee, and looking back and breathing. And then twisting the opposite direction. So you're taking opposite hand, opposite knee. I'll be right back. Back. Great. And then finally releasing. All right. So on this next one, it's a little odd to start this way. I would normally do this at the end, but just because of the way we're really speaking to our nervous system, we're going to do resting crocodile. And so you're going to be on your belly, And as you go into resting crocodile, Joyce, you have to help the kids make sure they're in this correctly. So basically, you're going to bend your right knee. Your head's going to turn to the right. You're on your belly, and your arms are bent. I'm doing it from standing. So anyways, you're on your belly. You bend your right knee. Some like to have a little blanket under the inside right knee. And then you lower your head. If you're wearing glasses, you want to take them off so that you can really rest your head and not worry about bending the temple. And your arms are in 90-degree bend. Good work. And you're breathing. And you're just going to take a moment. It's extremely efficient at calming the nervous system. This pose, resting crocodile, the resting crocodile. The crocodile appears to be sleeping, but it's not. The crocodile is listening. The crocodile is still. The crocodile is at the ready. So it's really a symbol of being completely relaxed and completely alert and awake. Very calming. You don't want it, you're not falling asleep. This is about just being still and being present. Without a whole lot of disturbance, you're going to just straighten your right leg, turn your head, flip your arms, bend your left knee, and be on the second side. Let the weight of your body drop onto the right side of your face, dropping onto the right side, your right leg, your right hip, right side of your torso. When you take a deep breath in, really feel how you expand. And I've just found that I didn't have a right angle bend at my back arm, so I just made this wonderful little adjustment. So make sure you're at 90. We're going to do 2 more rounds of breath. Notice how quiet how it makes your brain so quiet, your mind so quiet. And then now you're going to straighten both legs, have your feet pressing into the mat, and come onto your elbows. So you are the Sphinx, but it's a cobra, right? So you're taking a moment to lengthen the spine, press your pelvis into the mat, and some of you can straighten your arms and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And then lower. And then once you lower, grab hold of your feet. So it might be that you can only grab one at a time. And some of you can grab both feet at the same time, heel to buttock. Press your pelvis down and breathe. If you're doing one side at a time, go ahead and grab the opposite ankle. If you're holding both at the same time, maybe you can kick your legs back and see about coming into bow. We're not very ready yet, so it's like, maybe just trying that right now. Breathing in. Exhale. It's not my deepest bow, but I have to be ready for it. So press up and come all the way back to child's pose. You can have a blanket under your knees if you like, extending your feet. Arms are forward and your head touching down. So just being this little child. Breathe in. Exhale. We're going to thread the needle. So on this one, I will have a little blanket under my knees. So you're going to be on hands and knees. And take your left arm up, up, up into the air. Reach up high, like you want to try to reach something, reach the sky. And then right hand threads underneath, left hand threads underneath the right. Your pelvis is up in the air, so left hand threading under the other. And then the hand that's on the floor, which is your right hand, is pushing and you're twisting. Of course, you could straighten your right leg. The foot is still touching the floor. You could swing it forward. Maybe left hand reaches right foot. Yep, it's a twister. And some of you can look up towards the ceiling and breathe. We come out, and you have cat-cow, rounding into your back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Get a nice, youthful, flexible spine, arch. Before second side, we're going to go back to downward facing dog. So stretch, just like cats do and dogs do. You're stretching, lengthen your spine. Yep. Heels pressing down, hands spread wide on the mat. And then come forward to upward facing dog. And your knees could be up or knees are down. Extending the feet, look up. And then look past your back heel. Yep. And then look the other way. Look past your, like you're looking back there. Okay. And then from here, round into your back one more time. And then neutral spine. And we have threading the needle side two. So now your right arm comes up. Reach up high. Take a moment to reach for something. And then right hand slides or threads under the left. Your right shoulder's down, right side of your head is down. And you could extend your left leg, left foot still on the floor. You could slide it forward. And maybe even reaching, right hand, left big toe, or right hand, left foot. And twist. See if you can look upward. And breathe. And then we come out. And once again, downward facing dog. Press back, sending your sits bones back. Take a moment here. And then we'll come forward, upward facing dog. The dog also and the cats also love to stretch this way, reaching, sending your heart forward, and then knees down and press back to child's pose. Lower your head. Good. We're coming onto our backs for a twist. So once you come onto your back, here's what we'll do. We'll do a few of these. So first one is the feet are wide as the mat. You have a windshield wiper. The hands could be under your head, and your knees go side to side. Yep, side, side. Is Joey doing the windshield wipers? I'm not sure. I'm looking. He's got a lot of energy. Going back and forth, back and forth. Good job. And then from here, arms could be out to a T position. Your knees are bent. It's going to be up to you how to do this. So one could be you take your knees over to the right, right hand holding left thigh down, turning your head to the left. You could also extend your legs, catch hold of your feet, and come into the pose this way. So from bird's eye, it looks like you're a nice big V. And breathe. Really stretching out the left outer hip. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, come back through center, go across the other way. So I'll just turn around on my mat. So we turn the other way. And as you come over, knees are bent initially, left hand on top knee. Extend your right arm. Try to get your right shoulder to touch down. And then holding the foot and catching hold of the feet, stretching across your chest, right side pectoral stretching. Make sure your head is turned to the right. then we release and come on out. Good, good. And pulling knees right into chest, stretching out your low back. Okay. Bridge pose. Feet push down into the mat. Start out with a pelvic tilt. Tighten your pelvic floor muscles. And then peel your back up off the mat. Good. And clasping hands underneath you. Tuck shoulders underneath you. And breathe. From here, let's go ahead and take your right leg up into the air. Point through the toes, reach up high. And then the foot is down, and the other side. Extend your leg, point through the toes, and breathe. And lower. Heels are both up. And then keep your heels up as you lower. You're going bone by bone by bone by bone by bone by bone down. Happy baby, happy baby. Elbows are to the inside knee, holding your feet, and the feet, the sole of the foot looking up the sky. Some like to rock. And you could also wrap index finger around your big toe. Index finger, middle finger, and then go wide as a V. Yeah, stretching. See if you can straighten your legs. Stretch the inner thighs. And then releasing. Good. Shake your legs. Just shake out your feet. Shake them out, shake them out. Shake out your hands. It feels silly, but it's so much fun. Just shake, shake, shake. Look at your hands and look at your feet. Make sure they're definitely moving. Yep. Keep shaking. Keep shaking out. Gets all the tension out of your legs. Yep. And then finally release. And soles of the feet are together. So you're in bound angle. Outside feet resting on the mat. Hands are onto the belly. Breathe in. Make your belly expand like a balloon when you inhale, and then exhale, let it deflate. Take the air out of the balloon. Okay, inhale, expand. Exhale, deflate. One more inhale, exaggerate, expand. And exhale. Good. And then from here, we're going to come up. So my teacher, Vikashananda, we're going to sit at the end of the mat here, and we're going to do rock and roll. My teacher, Vikashananda, was, it was kind of funny. He would do that. And when he would inhale, his belly would expand. And we're like, wow, Vikashananda, that's amazing. And he was really embarrassed. And he said, oh, that's because I recently gained weight. He had gone to Brazil. And he taught in Brazil for a while. And he said, when I was in Brazil, all I did was eat pizza. And he said, and all the pizza went to my belly. So he would expand. And he had just this little pizza belly and everything else. He was like super skinny and had this little pizza belly that he was a little self-conscious about. When he would breathe, the pizza belly would expand. It was really funny. So I think of that when I do that breath. Expand your belly. All right, so we're coming back, rock and roll. You're going to go back towards plow. And if you can't do plow, maybe you have your legs up in the air. Maybe each time you come back, you're going to reach a strap around your feet. But if you're okay with it, you come into plow. Maybe you're going part way where your head is still, like you can move your head. But if your feet touch the floor behind you, you're not moving your head. You're not looking left or right. So your feet touching down, plow, and then come on out and come to sitting. When you come to sitting, go wide with your legs, a wide V, and come down and lower your head. And 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale. And again, breath in and exhale. You're going to come over to a side bend movement. reaching over. It doesn't matter left or right. You can go either side. Breath in. And exhale. Come up and go the other way. Side bend. Reach your right arm up. Inhale. And exhale, coming on over. Nice. And come on up, and then we're going to bring our feet together. We have another roll back, go back, and see if you can go into plow. If not, your legs are, you're doing the hamstring stretch the way I showed. So here we are, in plow, breathing in. Exhale. Now this time when you come out, you're going to lower, and bring your feet down. So we have fish pose. If you prefer to lie over a block or a bolster, that's cool. That's fine. And if you can follow along with me. You slip your hands underneath you. So your weight is on your hands or your forearm. And then you extend your feet. Your feet look like fish fins. Your feet are pointed, feet are together. And then you lift your head and you tilt your head back. And you bring the top of your head down to the mat. So it's a neck stretch. It's an upper body arch. And breathe. Great for the thyroid and the parathyroid. And the thyroid also helps regulate metabolism. Lift, come out, and bringing your feet closer in together. Good. Bending the knees, rolling out the wrists, and then pulling knees right in to chest, and we come up. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and come back to downward facing dog. Pressing on back. Good. So from downward facing dog, take a moment, breathing in, exhale. And then you're going to bend one elbow, bend the other elbow, elbows are down, palms are down, and you're in dolphin. You are a dolphin. Dolphin, the fin of the dolphin. Let's walk the feet back. So now you're in plank on your elbows. Make sure your hands are pushing down into the mat. Come back to dolphin and bring your tailbone up. Walk your feet a little closer and take one leg up into the air. Point your toes. And then that leg comes down and you have the other leg coming up into the air. Reach up high, pointing your toes. And lower. Knees down, coming back. Bring your hands back by your heels and breathe. Deep breath in and exhale. We are coming to kneeling, and we have a camel. And, I always like to show an easier way of doing this. So the easiest way is you clasp your hands, you roll your shoulders back, and you look up. Another way, you could stay there. You could curl toes under, bring one hand down, one arm up in the air, or one arm towards the wall behind you. It's half camel. And if you do that, then you want to switch. And stretch. Release, we'll repeat. So go ahead and come down. And reach for your heels. Head comes down. Let's do frog. So for frog, I need more blanket because my knees are going to go really wide. Go as wide as you can with your knees. They're probably going to go a little wider than your mat. And then your big toes could touch or the feet could separate. Let's see how that works for you. You could be propped on your elbows or head down. And then we got some kids taking the class with us. So Penelope and Joe, you can make frog sounds and breathe. In fact, the adults can make frog sounds too. Breathing in. Exhale. So a lot of times, the poses allow us to really connect to our animal kin. Yeah. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then we press on up, walking the feet a little closer in. Good work. And we're going to go back, all the way back to downward facing dog. Yeah, and feet are wide. So remember, we're working at cultivating the meditative mind, finding the still point, and locating that sacred space within. Yeah, for some people, sacred space is out there. It could be it could be many places, right? And we're just looking for the interior space. Hands are to elbows, breathing. Exhale. We're going to come to a squat. Heels turned in, toes turned out. You could modify your squat, elbow to knee, or come all the way down into your squat. Heels are down, and stretch. Try to get your heels to press down. And this is really good for the back and for your whole spine. Deep breath in and exhale. Use your hands to help push up to standing. Come all the way up to standing. And sweep the arms. We're just going to bring the arms forward. Sweep the arms up. Look up. Arch your arms. Bring your arms back. Arch your body. And then hands are to heart center. Good. I'm going to move the blanket out of the way. Feet are wide, heels are turned in. Bending. Good. Interlace fingers. So this is all about strong legs. A horse pose. You're going to have the legs of a horse. Strong. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. So you're not forward. You're going to be up. Good. Again, breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Keep your legs strong. Left hand touches right thigh. Right arm comes up overhead. Drop down. Other side. Keep your legs strong. You can do this. Right hand to left thigh. Left arm up overhead. Breathe. You want to be upright. And extend the legs. Feet are squared. Hands slide down the outside leg. All the way to the ankles if you can. Lower your head. You can go wider with your feet. Lower your head. Look to the space behind you. Look to the back wall. Lengthen your spine. Windmill. Left hand is down. Sometimes we like to have the hand on a block. And the other arm sweeps up. Reach up. Extend. Look up at your thumb and breathe. And we go the other way. Right hand is down, left hand swings up. Watch, hand-eye coordination is important to involve your whole spine on this twist. Breathing in. Exhale. Hand comes down. Bend the knees. Come on up. And then we'll walk forward. So once we walk forward, the feet are together. Hands are to the heart, and just take a moment. Notice this beautiful stillness inside of you. Notice your height. Close the eyes for a moment. Feel your height. Feel like as if in this last 34 minutes you've grown taller. You've grown calmer. And then with the feet together, your heels come up and your hands come up. Hands and heels descend. I'm going to do that again. Inhale. Heels come up. Hands reach up. And lower, descend. One more. Feet are together. Reach up, heels up, extend, reaching, and lower. Good. We're coming to a forward bend again, and here is what we'll do. I'd like you to take your strap if you have it. And you know what? If you don't have a strap, you could clasp your hands. It works perfectly, but the strap is really interesting to work with. Alrighty, so you're making a loop, and your hands don't have to be very wide, okay? So they're not as wide as my shoulders. The strap came around mid-forearm, a little more than upper forearm. And this is just to show you the measurement, but the loop will be behind. So I'm going to loop my arms from behind, okay? Palms are spread wide, hands are facing inward. So it's more narrow. If we'll do this twice, so maybe a second time I might cinch it up more, okay? Right now there's some space there. So look up and push out into the strap. See how different it is than clasping hands. It's not like this is better than the other. It's a different way. So you're looking up. And then your feet about hip distance apart. You're going to bend your knees, look down, and then start to straighten your legs and take the arms away from your back. If you can take your arms straight position, great. Some of you are going to go even further back. Relax your neck, your shoulders, and breathe. A wonderful stretch to your back. Soften the knees. Come on up. Lift your heart center. Look upward. Stretch. Wonderful. And release. Okay, we're going to make it tighter. Okay, so I don't know. How much tighter does she dare to go? That's what I'm going to do. Look, it's really close in. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. But within reason, okay? No point in making yourself suffer here. Okay, so, and maybe nothing has changed. Maybe you're like, no, that was enough for me. Hands are spread wide. Palms are facing each other. Look up. And then again, bend the knees, drop down, and bring your arms up with you. Take the arms as far away as they'll go. Release the back of your neck. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. Come on up. Wow. Okay. And releasing. So I kind of like that strap. It's interesting to do that. And notice, let's do this. Make it wide again. This time as wide as your shoulders, if not wider. Okay. I'm going to make a little wider than my shoulders. Okay. So I'll adjust so you can see my arms. Okay. Okay. That strap kind of gets in the way a little bit, but that's okay. All right, there we go. So what I'm doing is I get to push out against, so I want like the strap to press into my skin, right? Because I'm pushing out against it. And then you come. And if you don't have a strap, just interlace your fingers and come to, or reach one wrist and come to your side bend movement the way we usually do. Come up. And across the other side bend, breathe in. Exhale, notice how you go deeper on the exhalation. And back to center, and lower the arms. Okay, those are, anytime we have arms up overhead, just as we do when legs are up overhead, really good for lymph fluid, lymph movement. Like the legs up in the air, lymph movement moving back to the heart. It's just really good. Arms up overhead, also really good, especially we have a lot of lymph nodes right in the armpit area, in the inner groin area. So it's a very similar movement. It's very, very good for us to do arms up overhead. How often do you do that in life unless you're reaching for something? Okay, so you're carrying your water bottle up, or your water pitcher up overhead. I'm thinking of, so we're coming to crescent moon here. We'll go ahead and have a blanket under the knee. And what I'm going to do is left knee back first, okay? Have your strap handy, have blocks handy if you like, all right? I'm going to use my hands to the floor, but you might want your blocks. So I lived in Africa for 2 years. I lived in West Africa and Senegal. And they carry the water on their heads also, buckets of water. Also big baskets, woven baskets of wood. It's a woman's job to get the water and to gather the wood. So you saw the enormous, heavy baskets of wood, balanced. And sometimes they hold, but sometimes one hand, and sometimes none at all. And they just walk and they balance. It's unbelievable. You're here. And when I went to Sicily for the first time, when I was 10 years old, I saw women doing baskets of, they were amphoras filled with water from the well. When I went back again, I was 16, I did not see that ever. They stopped doing it. There were only a few women doing it in 1972. Breathing in. Exhale. Okay, so she said the strap. What's the strap for? Well, you still have that. Let's see what it's like. If not, you just bring your arms up in the air. But if you have your strap, you could have it wide, like the V. It's a little wider than shoulders. And so if I'm facing you, or at an angle, I'm reaching up, and shoulders are down, arms up overhead. We don't carry water on our head or firewood, but we do our yoga, and arms can come up overhead, breathing in. Exhale, arch, and release. All right, let's switch sides and take the strap away. Maybe that makes sense for you. It's a whole different experience to have the strap. Come down, stretch your hip flexor. No more stories in that vein, so we'll have to just be here and breathe. Stretching. And then from here, I think that's about even time, I'm going to use that strap again. Now, what I will say is that I see a tendency, just maybe because it's something new, for my shoulders to want to come up. I imagine I'm not the only one, so I'm going to make a goal of bending my elbows, drop the shoulders down, now extend the arms. Push out into the strap, lift, arch back. Crescent moon, you're creating the shape of the crescent moon. Breathing in. Exhale. The hip flexor stretch is a good one. And release. Okay. So before we settle back into child's pose, I'm going to have you just make a smaller loop. That'll be for your foot for later. Okay. And let's come back. Child's pose. Stretch out your back. Lower your head. Let's come to a side plank, okay? Just because I think like it's kind of nice to go into strength also, so you're going into your side plank, and maybe you're reaching up. Perhaps you can reach right hand, right foot, kick the leg back, create a bow with your body, and maybe even looking up, so you have to balance and breathe. Extend the leg. You can stay here or scissor the legs. The top leg goes forward, other leg from behind. You can stack your feet if you like. Stacking your feet is tougher. Breathing in. Exhale. Oh, you never know. We got some takers. Maybe you can be a tree on its side. Breathing in. Exhale. Release. Lower. Come back and rest out your left hand. Breathe in. Exhale. Side plank, side two. Coming over, I have my knee down initially. I'm going to float my leg up. I'm going to reach for my foot and maybe kick back, arch your back, maybe looking up at the ceiling, some balance involved. Keep kicking the leg, that'll give you some stability. And then let it go. You can hold here. Top leg comes forward, you can scissor or stack your feet. And some will be able to go into a fancy side tree. Breathe in. Exhale. Release, and once again come down into child's pose. Reach your hands back, release your wrist, especially your right wrist. All right. Yes, pigeon is next. So in order to prepare for pigeon, I don't usually need the blanket for pigeon. Some like it for the back knee. But here's what we're going to do. In order to prepare for it, we're sitting, and you're going to cross your right ankle over the other and flex your right ankle, okay? And then you shift side, 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 side. That should feel really good. Side, because you're pressing upon all the muscles of the glutes, gluteus maximus, medius, minimus. Okay. And then come back to center and bring your heel closer to your buttock closer to heel, and flex your right ankle and breathe. Some of you can bring your head down to your shin bone or not. In preparation for pigeon, right? You're going to release. Stretch out the legs and roll out the wrists. The wrists really, you have to do a lot in yoga, don't they? And then we have the other side. So we've got left ankle over the other, flexed, and we're going to go side, side, kind of like a windshield wiper. Side and side. Back and forth. When am I going to meet Penelope in person? And side and side. Good work. Okay, now you're bringing heel towards buttock, buttock towards heel. Flex the left ankle, stretching the outer hip, and breathe. This is good. We've got some time here to work our way into a really deep pigeon. So here's what I'm going to say. Let's go onto our backs and do half lotus. These are all in preparation, and many of us are tight in the outer hip. So take hold of your right foot. Use a strap if you like, and move the leg side, side. I'm not going to hold too long because some of you might come back to this. You might be staying here, threading the needle, okay? Let's do the other side. Grab hold of your left foot, and your left knee is pointing over to the side, and you're rocking a little bit side, side. your left knee forms an L shape. 90-degree bend. And release. So I leave it to you. Do you want to stay on your back and thread the needle? Or do you want to come to pigeon? Okay. So if you're coming to pigeon, here's a way I'd like to work it today. You can do anything you want. You can do what you like, what you normally do. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to have a block under my thigh. And I'm going to lift upward. I'm going to have the loop around my left foot. And you could be really upright on this. You could be upright, your arms could be straight. It's not too much of an arch here at this point. Or you could bend your elbows and walk your hands further down the strap. Okay. Lifting your heart center, looking upward. And breathe. It's all about, it's a lot of quad work. Elbows are up. Of course, you can stay there, or you can let go. You could take the block away and come forward, or maybe keep the block in place and stretch your back. Lower your head and breathe. I'm going to come up and reverse, reverse. So you could go to, if you like, if you're up for it, downward facing dog or child's pose. Okay, I'm going to downward facing dog, stretching back. And I have the left leg coming forward. Okay, so you're on your backs doing the second side. And what I'm going to do is, because I know I'm going to be working with a strap, some of you might say, oh, that strap didn't work for me. I'll just be here. This is good, being upright or coming down right away. And if you have a loop, loop your back foot. And then, for some, it's just a little bend. Some can even do this with legs straight. And then some are bending the knee. Your arms could be really straight, looking ahead of you. Or bending the elbows and walking your hands down the strap. Okay? And breathe, looking up. Deep breath in. Exhale. So it's a pretty intense quad stretch. And we're going to release and then take the block away and come lower into the pose, getting into your, you can have the block if you want, coming into pigeon. Lower your head and breathe. And release. Come on out. And again, you could go child's pose or downward facing dog. Take a moment here to stretch. The knees are down. And we're coming right onto our backs. So once we come onto our backs, you're going to, some of you are already there, pull knees into chest. take your hands on your knees and make circles. Knees go out, and the knees circle in. Knees come into chest, knees circle out. And next time the knees are together, reverse. Good. And then finally, we're going to have the soles of the feet together, like you were before. And we get I know what you're going to think about, the pizza belly. Your hands are right onto the belly, and you're going to inhale and inflate the belly. Make it big like a balloon. Exhale, lower the belly, deflate, like the balloon loses its air. Inhale, expand. And exhale, deflate. Extend the legs one by one. There you are, coming into Shavasana. Let the palms be facing up. And my hope is that you found your still point. And when you found your still point, you were able to enter your sacred space. The sacred space is yours. You can go here anytime. Completely relaxing your entire body. Completely relaxing your hands, your feet. Relaxing your belly, relaxing your rib cage, your lungs. So remembering being kind of like the crocodile here, where you are completely still, but completely alert. 100% still, 100% alert. Alert to the sound and the rhythm of your breathing. Thinking about the many animals and forms that we go into in our yoga practice. Transitioning and becoming pigeons and angles, plows, a fish. And right now, a big awareness of your body and how you expand into the space around you energetically. And how we connect through Zoom, through the internet, how we connect to one another. It's amazing. Because energy has no boundaries. It can move. It can move just as light moves. Begin to deepen your breathing. Move your hands and your feet, and just once again feeling your skin, your body, and then bend your knees and roll to one side and make your way to sitting.